Moody is expected that China's economic growth will slow down for the full year of this year, and the slowdown in the economy will also have effect on the consumption powers, and in turn affect property sales for the rest of this year. And therefore, we will closely monitor the development. And for the full years of 2020, Moody's is still expecting that the property sales will decline around 5 to 10% compared to last year's. But this range of decline is much better than the decline that we have seen for the first quarter and even for the first 4 months of this year, which registered around about 15–16% of decline.
You have mentioned that there are at least 4 developers who you do worry a bit more about the risks here, and refinancing risks, and just given the level of debt maturing too. And I wonder what implications that has for the broader sector.
Yeah, definitely. The weaker developers will be facing some challenges, especially those have high refinancing needs in the next 6 to 12 months period. Some of them may find difficulties in raising new money to refinancing their maturing debts. And for these smaller developers, they could have to sell some of their projects to other developers to raise liquidity, or they have to accelerate sales to replenish their liquidity as well. This could have some implication on property price if they are forced sales of their projects. However, this small group of developers still remain a very small part of the whole sectors. Therefore, we do not really expect that these weak and small developers would have substantial impact on the development of the whole market.
Right, and that just brings us to another important aspect when it comes to the property market in China, and that's land acquisition. Where do things stand on that front, given the liquidity position of a lot of these developers and their expansion plans?
Yeah, Moody is actually expecting that the land acquisition activities would slow down a bit compared to previous years. First of all, because of the sales slowdown, developers are less aggressive in pursuing this growth plan. And also, the land acquisition will be scaling back overall. But having said that, we still see developers, I would say, adjusting their business strategies. In this challenging operating environments, they are putting more resources in the cities with highest potentials. That means first-tier and second-tier cities will still be seeing more resilient property sales, and developers will still be, I would say, have planned or interested in developing further in these cities. And therefore, in the past 2 months or so, even though we see that the overall market situation has been slowing down, but land acquisition remain quite active in these major markets.